Hello and welcome to Queendom TV. Today we're going to be continuing discussing Amanda Bynes because, guys, I'm really conscious that a lot of people have already formed certain opinions about her, and I want to go over things and make my own judgment because guess what? God gave me the right to do that, and that's what I'm doing. And God gave me the right to fight for justice if I want to, and so that's what I'm doing. So today we're going to be talking about her Twitter, because Twitter seems to have been the social media of choice for Amanda, where even in the beginning she used to talk a lot to her fans and explain what's been going on, give updates about what she's been going through, and it seems that she genuinely wanted to inform her fans and everybody about what's going on, even though she has made clear that she didn't like her parents talking to the press, and they still chose to do so, did a whole video talking about that. You know, she did actually it seems she did want to let her fans know what was going on, and she did genuinely care. Now, the reason why I want to talk about her Twitter is because for me, I feel like this is the closest we ever got, and the closest we were ever getting, or will ever get, at least before this conservatorship is over, to actually knowing what's going on with her behind closed doors. What started to happen as she started to have these conservatorships coming up, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, she started to have these kind of secretive Twitter accounts that people knew she was on there, and she'd have like maybe 30k followers or whatever, but it wasn't her main account, because her main account started to be, and still till now I believe, is run by, you know, her conservatorship, so basically her parents and all of that. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this is because a lot of the time there's been so much that's gone on talking about her Twitter account in terms of even these hidden ones. Are they real? Are they fake? I'm inclined to believe that at least a lot of the time they were real. People have said that, you know, some of the times she seemed fake, or some of the times it seemed like she'd been hacked. I actually think that some of the time on her Twitter, I think when she was having, you know, she was going through a lot of her mental health problems that she was struggling with, I think she was actually actioning. I think she was tweeting in the midst of going through that. So I think sometimes the reason why the way she was tweeting was changing is not because it was other people on these accounts that we know about, but actually because she was she was just going through things. And sometimes, because in the end she does get diagnosed, I think, as bipolar and manic depressive, and so I believe that some of the times that she might have been having a particular episode of a certain, you know, maybe, or a flare up, or she may have been triggered, and triggers are something that are spoken about a lot with Amanda. And it seems that with her, when she's doing well, if something happens to trigger her, like for example, when she came back to fame after having taken a break, she was doing a lot better. She was on track. She was at school doing fashion. When she started to be in the public eye again, it seemed like even the public eye was a bit of a trigger kind of for her. And so I think when people are saying that they're not sure about what's going on her Twitter, that's how it looks like to me. And that would make a lot of sense, because if you guys were to be honest with yourselves, the way you would message people on your worst day, if you were to be 100% honest, would make it seem like you on your best day is a completely different person. It's just that for the most of us, we're probably not doing that. If there is anybody that you're doing it to, they're definitely not talking to TMZ and to In Touch and all these other people, all these other media outlets out there. And so I do think that, and I do hope that she's still out there on her Twitter. That's something else I'm going to be looking into even further, to try and understand. But on there, that's where she's talked about things like, you know, the fact that her dad you know, abused her. That's where she claimed it, first and foremost. So again, kind of gives them reason to try and say, to try and tell us that, you know, the Twitter account they might not be actually her or whatever. But to me, it just seems like she's a woman who was having a bit of a cry for help and wanted people to understand where she was coming from. So I just kind of wanted to touch on the Twitter thing, because there's more things that we're going to speak about to do with the Twitter and stuff like that, because a lot of stuff has gone down. As I said, please check out the Amanda playlist to find out more about the other different topics, and just to get a bit of background, and the other amazing videos on YouTube where you can get a full scope of what actually happened. Other than that, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to let me know what you think in the comments, and like the video. God bless you all, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.